Mae'Govannen, and welcome to another edition of the Gentle Musings of an Elven Scholar. I wanted to go ahead, this is going to be a short video today, but I just wanted to introduce a new series that we're starting amongst all of our other videos. This one's going to be on Elven Love and all of the aspects of Elven Love and how it can manifest in your life under the multitude of different ways that elves love. Alright, so we're going to talk just for a few minutes about that, what we're going to be doing in upcoming episodes, and some of the details about that. But first, I wanted to go ahead and say thank you to Kimberley from High Elven Wisdom and Love. She has a YouTube channel. She honored me last night by doing a show with her about the fact that we live off the land. As elves, we've chosen to live off the land, and we are completely off-grid and enjoying that experience and the peace amongst the trees. And so Kimberley, again with High Elven Wisdom and Love, the channel, interviewed me, and it was a wonderful interview, about an hour and a half. I thoroughly enjoyed it, and we plan on having her on this channel here very soon, where we're going to interview her and find out how she got into the Elven way and the culture and reawakening her Elven self. Because that's what these videos are really all about, is about reawakening our Elven selves. Alright, so this series starting today is going to be about Elven Love. What does that mean? Well, as you might have seen from the original frame that just when this video started, it goes, the love of the elves for their land and their works is deeper than the deeps of the sea, and their regret is undying and cannot ever be wholly assuaged. Our love is incredibly deep for the earth and for the land. That's the main reason I started these videos, is because of what's happening to our world, and that it is going to take, for this to heal, it is going to take the elves, as the prophecy foretells. It will take the elves reawakening the love of Arda, the love of the world, reawakening it in man so that they'll remember who they are. And that's our job, not only for ourselves to reawaken the elven spirit within us, but also to help reawaken it in others. And if we can do that, and that's why we're working with Kimberley and others and the Silver Elves, if we can do that together, we can make a difference. We can wake up to who we truly are, our elven selves, and heal the world, heal ourselves and heal the world. And that's what this is really all about. So, Elven Love, what is that exactly, and how can it manifest? So, the many kinds of topics that we're going to be covering over the next couple of months will be, for example, the love for each other, how elves feel about each other, and how we express that deep love, that a friendship is something different with us. It's not Facebook friends, it's not Twitter and so forth. This is a friendship that goes beyond the word, and that once we're friends, we're always friends. All right, so we're going to talk about that sometime. Love for Arda. Isn't that what this is all about? We're going to be talking about our love for Arda, how we express it, how Tolkien brought it up, how history shows that elves have had a deep and abiding love for the world. We're going to talk about those issues. All right. Love for all creatures. We've known that that has been a part of Elven love and culture for a long time. Yavanna started it. We then, our ancestors helped reawaken the trees. All right, and that's a part of our job, is to, we are the co-creators with Eru and with the Valar and the Maiar. We were given very special gifts to be able to help create within this world, but we have to learn to do it in balance. We have to learn that it's not our wants, but our needs. We need to understand and be in balance with what the world needs, and then create from that. It's called the laws of manifestation. All right, learning to, it's very easy to manifest. We can sit here, and if we really, really want to, we can manifest $1 million. It may be a bit of work, or an ant will die, something of that nature, but we can manifest anything. But is that manifestation something healthy for the world? Is it something that will help us grow and help others grow and help the world heal? So we're going to talk about the laws of manifestation in the future here, about how we can manifest from the inside out, only do it within balance. And the only way that you can manifest in balance is with love. There are two sides of the coin in this world. It's love and fear. A lot of people say it's love and hate, but hate is driven by fear. Right? Fear of the unknown, fear of a lack of abundance, a fear of a loss of power or lack of power. But it's fear and love. And you can manifest on either side of the coin. You can manifest through fear, you can manifest through love. But manifestation is only in balance when it's with love. And this is going to be Elven Love, what I would like to consider the ultimate in balance. All right, so we're going to talk about how we can help all creatures on the world. All right, one of my favorites here is love of craft. We're going to be talking about that very soon also. Love of craft. Elves love to create because we are inherently co-creators with the universe. We were given the gift to be able to create within nature. So crafting can be doing silver work, can be iron work, it can be making candles. For example, in the next couple of episodes, we're going to be talking about that very subject. All right, I don't talk about just plain old, let me see if I can find, there we go. In one of my many manifestations, I am a doctor now, and I've also done as a side job, so to speak, software engineering and many other things, and I've also been a candle maker. And for the fun of it, I decided, because it's part of the Elven way, is to want to create and craft. I learned to make candles many years ago, and we made a lot of money doing that. You can manifest if in balance. Things as simple as little candles, or if you really want to go Elven, you can make candles like this. Anybody can do this. And what we're going to do is in the next couple of episodes, we're going to talk about how to make Elven candles. There is a way to do this, and there's a little bit of technology and a little bit of skill, but you can do this. Everything from those to making candles like these. We're actually going to talk about how you at home can do that. And if you really want to, well, money isn't everything. If you really want to, we're going to tell you how you can make money at it as well. Because it's important that we manifest on both the spiritual and the physical, and we need to be able to learn to gather resources in the physical so that we can accomplish what we would like to accomplish. I'm a very resource kind of guided elf. I like to make sure that I use my resources properly and to have those resources so that we can go help others. All right, so it's like the Silver Elves said one time. They said, you're not rich by the amount that you have, but by the amount that you share. And if we can learn to manifest and teach each other to manifest, also on the basic physical, meaning even making money, how much better to do it when you're doing something Elven? And we will talk about that in a couple episodes, how you can learn to make your own Elven candles. All right, and if you want to, how to sell them. All right, so we're going to be doing that. Oh, let's see. We're also going to be talking about love of language. We're going to talk about, we'll have episodes here where I'm going to teach you something about the Elven language, Quenya and Sindari. We will be talking about that. I'll be giving you resources where you can go to learn those. We're finishing up an app right now on the iPhone where you'll be able to learn both Sindari and Quenya, and that's coming out here this year. We'll let you know when it does, but in the meantime, I'm going to be giving you a lot of free lessons if that's what you like. Our newsletter just came out yesterday. Elven Awakenings just came out yesterday. If you would like to be on it, it's a free monthly newsletter, e-newsletter. If you would like to, just go to my page, The Gentle Musings of an Elven Scholar. Go to the left-hand column and click Newsletter Sign Up, and you get it for free. And it has language lessons, it has history lessons, it has songs and poems and artwork. It's a free newsletter. It just came out yesterday, and if you subscribe, I'll make sure that you get the first issue as well. All right, so we'll be talking about those kind of things here. All right, another one is Elven history. Elven history is fascinating because with a lot of humans, they produce a type of doctrine. Well, this is the way we're supposed to live. Elves do not do that. Elves don't have doctrine, they have history, and they go by what was in our history. History teaches us about who we are and how we react to life and how we react to each other. So we're going to be talking about Elven history in the future here as well. And last but not least, Elven love, just purely of nature, which is in part Arda as well. But how we love the trees and how we love other animals and how their behavior can change towards us by what we put out, by what we manifest. When we experience Elven love others react differently towards us. I've already seen it. If you watch the video from last night with Kimberley, you'll see that we live on 158 acres of land here, and the animals do change. They do react to us. We're seeing more and more of them actually wanting to come up to us. All right, they're more curious than afraid. We're seeing that slowly happening. So it can happen, and it can happen for you as well. All right, so we're going to be talking about those. And so as far as the love of nature, next week's episode is going to be on a tour of our Elven Sanctuary. I actually have named our home Eldiana, which is Quenya for Elven Sanctuary. And so next week I'm going to take you on a tour of the land up here in our home, and how we are eco-friendly, and how it is more elven, and how we try to express our elven nature in today's world. So I'm going to take you on a tour of the land, a tour of the home next week, and let you see how a modern day elf lives, at least from my perspective. And again, the episode after that is going to be about Elven. It's going to be an issue on Elven craft, how to make your own Elven candles, and if you want to, how you can sell them. All right, so we're going to talk about that next week. All right, but just real quickly for today to finish up, again, Elven love is a very poignant thing. It is very, very deep. All right, and it is sorrowful for us to see what man is doing to the world. As Galadriel said, she said that the world has changed. I feel it in the water. I feel it in the earth. I smell it in the air. We know the change has occurred. It has occurred because of man's willingness to manifest, but to manifest without love. And these videos are going to teach you about manifesting with love, with Elven love, and that's what I'd like to help you learn. And maybe we'll learn from each other. Please always feel free to leave a comment. I'll be leaving Kimberley's YouTube channel link down in our comment section today, so please feel free to go check out her website as well and her YouTube channels. She has a whole lot more than I do right now, and they are absolutely wonderful and very informative. She speaks from the heart, so please take a look at her videos. I'm very impressed with what she's done. All right, another part of the Elven love is where we have here where it says, the world is indeed full of peril, and in it there are many dark places, but still there is much that is fair. And though in all lands love is now mingled with grief, it grows perhaps the greater. All right, and love cannot be beat. It may seem that the shadow grows darker at times, but the love in the end wins always. And my favorite Elven word is Estel, E-S-T-E-L, Estel. It is the ultimate in faith and hope. In Eru, it will work out, but it will work out also in part because we will help bring it about. We will learn to manifest through Elven love. All right, so as dark as it seems sometimes, we'll get there. All right, another interesting phrase, war must be while we defend our lives against a destroyer who would devour all. But I do not love the bright sword for its sharpness, nor the arrow for its swiftness, nor the warrior for his glory. I love only that which they defend, and we defend Arda. Okay? One other thing we're going to be talking about in the future is the love of the sea and the love of the west, Valinor. I understand this very, very well. Legolas learned it kind of like the hard way. It was predicted, it said, Legolas Greenleaf, long under tree, enjoy thou hast lived beyond, beware of the sea. If thou hearest the cry of the gull on the shore, thy heart shall then rest in the forest no more. I have experienced that myself. The sea calls greatly. Not time yet. I'm going to keep playing here and seeing what we can do to help heal this world. All right, so this is just a short little video talking about what we plan to have coming soon. So look forward, please, next week. We'll have a tour of the land and how a modern day elf lives in this world. We'll go ahead and give you the tour of all that, show you some little elven tricks that we do here to work with the land. The episode after that, I plan on doing the one, as I said, on elven candles and how to make them at home yourself. You can do this in your kitchen, and it takes very little money, and you'd be surprised if you decide to use it to manifest on a more physical level the money you need for your resources. It can be done. I'm going to tell you how I've done it in the past. I also wanted to talk about, since I've been mentioning the laws of manifestation and how we can do it in balance with our heart, there's a couple of wonderful books I'd love for you to be able to read if you get an opportunity. I'll put a link down in the description here of this video. One of them is, I don't know if you guys are familiar with Richard Bach. He wrote Jonathan Livingston Seagull. Wonderful book. Talk about manifestation. He was turned down 16 times until it was published, and then it became a world classic. And yet he kept going, and one of my favorites is Illusions. It is a wonderful book about how, on a fiction level, written by Richard Bach, about a fictional story of how he meets the Messiah in the modern world and the lessons he learns from it. It's a deeply moving but very easy read. So please look at that. I'll try to put a link for it. And a book that carried me a long way and woke up so much within me about my elven spirit is about Finhorn, the Finhorn Garden. All right, they actually exist to this day. They are an amazing community in northern Scotland, where the history where it was, and I'll eventually do a review on them, where they started back in the 1960s with 3 people and a couple of children, to where they ended up in this barren little RV park of just sand and seagrass and with blowing icy cold winds, and ended up growing flowers and roses in the snow and producing a community that to this day absolutely exhibits the elven attitude and elven nature, and is incredibly eco-friendly and has done much for the world about learning to live and complement with nature. And they go a lot into how to manifest in balance with love and with nature. So I hope you'll take a look at them. They had a great influence on me. All right. There'll be another episode in the future on all these different topics I talk about. And I'll also eventually do an episode on a day in the life of an elf. You're going to actually get to follow me around throughout the day and see what I do. I am a doctor, but I am a holistic doctor, a traditional naturopathic doctor. I'm going to take you through the clinic and see how we deal with patients on a more elven way. And you can see our daily, what we do here on the land and things of that nature. So you'll get to see a day in the life of an elf. I'm pretty much reveal how my life goes more or less on a day-to-day basis. All right. And soon, Kimberley and I will do a joint video here, like I said, where I get to interview her and see how she got into the elven culture and realize the elven way and having it come out of you. All right. So again, I love to do a quote at the end of each episode, and this one again is by the Silver Elves. It may seem a little negative, but it actually is wonderfully positive. A lot of people look on elves and they don't believe that we exist, and they don't believe, or they think we're crazy, or whatever the case may be. But I love this quote because it speaks so much about us and how we can help the world see themselves. Some people look at us as though we are crazy. Others eye us suspiciously as though we can't be trusted. Still others honor us and think we are wise and holy. But we elves are but mirrors reflecting the light and the darkness of others. All right, so I hope that I'm able to mirror what is beautiful in you, and because you do the same for me. All right, so I look forward to seeing you next week when we're going to talk about and to go on a tour of an elven current and modern elven home. All right, all of you have a most blessed rest of the day, and Namadi.